Yeah, I'll Google it. No, Rexil.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an immune normalizer.
I don't remember exactly how it works, but what it does is it gives you energy in general. And I talked
Yeah.
to a woman with fibromyalgia who spoke highly of it. And I have also seen that a few thyroid patients also get that as an additional booster for their energy level.
Huh.
And now I have a open-minded endocrinologist at last. So,
That's so nice.
so next time I see him, I might try that.
I have to look in. I know looking at it. I know I've heard of it before, but I haven't looked at it lately.
Yeah, it's not very mainstream.
Yeah. With all the like Adderall obsession in here, I started researching that, and they actually use. That's where I. That's another vector that I ended up that they were talking about the connection between the two diseases because supposedly it actually helps both because it's very popular. I don't know if I want any or not, but there's research.
The LDN or something else? You cut out there for a moment.
Oh no, Adderall.
Oh, Eric also keeps telling me that I should get Adderall.
Oh, what? I just watch people. It's kind of interesting. Like I can see because I get what I've noticed is that when I was bad CFS, I didn't. I assumed, I mean, my head was foggy and I was distractible, but it made sense because I had no energy, and so my brain wasn't working very good.
Yeah.
But then in the last month or so, I've had physically been way better, but my mind isn't much better. It's old school, like, oh, the ADHD is still around. And honestly, I think it's worse than before I had it.
More energy for the ADHD.
Yeah, it's like now I actually want to do stuff, but my brain still doesn't want to focus. And I did a test a week ago. I sat down for 2 hours and it wasn't even that hard, but I literally couldn't even focus on the screen after that for 2 or 3 hours. Like I was in here and I was just like I couldn't even follow like a whole sentence. It was bad. It
Yeah.
was like it was like eyes darting everywhere and I can't actually see anything or hear anything.
Like my thyroid thing, it became gradually much worse. So I got the diagnosis 8 years ago, and now 3 years ago, I wasn't able to work anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
and at the worst, I could not even read whatsoever. Like I read a page, and I realized I read it, but I didn't catch any of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was out of work. I couldn't work for 3 years. And then I got back in with like
Mm.
stuff that's good for, stuff I'm good at. Basically, I went in doing stuff that was like pure NEPI and just kind of like, problem solving and sitting in an air conditioned chair. Which for
So
some
what?
people is hard, but for me, that's easy. That's the relaxing job. But,
So yeah, here it's also
yeah.
been 3 years now, and in May I hope to work again, and that will be interesting. So see how that works out.
Yeah. When I was I've been working again for, I guess, almost 3 years now. And it was okay, but now that I'm feeling a little bit better, it's actually the problem is that the jobs I'm doing are kind of boring. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's a conundrum. So I want to get back into my like old self-employed. I have a lot of stuff I can do, but I can't sit in an air conditioned chair all day. So I got to make sure that I'm going to keep this physical energy around before I switch over.
Yeah. These sort of problems limit you.
Yeah, it's dang annoying. But I don't know. I'd be curious to try the Adderall just like occasionally, but
Yeah, why not?
not like.
If you have the diagnosis and can get the prescription, go ahead, try it. I would.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to figure out because the doctor I'm going to, he's not actually a doctor. He's a PT, but or a PA. He's almost a doctor, but he's very like naturalist, and so I really don't know what his response would be to talking about like Adderall and that sort of stuff.
Well, if you
And
have
so
already been diagnosed with it, why should he?
I've never been diagnosed. I've never even been to anybody to see about it because it wasn't a problem. Like when I was young, it's one of those things. I think because of the lifestyle I was allowed to lead, it wasn't actually a problem. But
Yeah, you could just work it off or something.
yeah, and as a kid, like it wasn't. I mean, I wasn't in school, so nobody was telling me I was a problem. And my parents weren't needing to like medicate me. And so, and then I made it through college fine by totally never studying and procrastinating all the time. You know, knowing what I know now about ADHD, it's like I pretty much fit the bill, but I just somehow managed to not fail.
Yeah.
Like that's basically what it was. It's like I think I would say that I probably have had it forever, but I don't. Whatever it is, I've always been that way. But I never had the like obvious failures that cause people to.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be a problem for you explaining that to your doctor if he wants to listen.
Yeah, I'm thinking about talking to him about it. And if not, I've got to go find like a psychiatrist or something. Somebody else or another doctor. I don't know. I know that if I really wanted it, I could get it. So I have to decide if I really want it before I try it.
Yeah, you can just ENTP it and you'll get it for sure.
I know. It's like, so I was like, I know that if I decide that I want this, I will get this. So let's just think it out. Let's try it a while and figure out if I actually want it. Yeah, now 6 months ago, I might not have been able to because I wasn't real. My brain was a bit more sluggish, so I might not have been able to talk my way around things.
It's good to hear I'm not the only one.
Yeah. Yeah,
Super
that was the
frustrating.
craziest part of the whole thing is that people won't believe you. You're like, you look fine.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean you don't want to get out of bed? What do you mean, whatever? And you're like, well, just push through it. Just, you'll feel better if you just like push through it. I'm like, no.
Yeah, just get out of the house and you'll be fine.
Yeah, well, I mean, I worked through it. I would take days off, but then I would go try to get back to work. And I remember, like in a corral with cattle, like when it was really bad, it was hot and the heat started killing me. Like I got to where I couldn't hardly. The heat just knocked me off really bad. But I was like in a pen working cattle, and I literally couldn't move faster than like a slow walk. Like literally my muscle, like literally I was physically unable to move very fast. And I'm like walking down the alley and everybody's like, move faster. And I'm like, I can't move faster. But they don't believe me.
You're like, fuck you, shut up, I'm in pain here. Or something.
Like, I will get there. They're like, well, move a little faster. I'm like, I literally, at this moment, cannot move faster. Like, I'm trying. I'm not going any faster. Yeah.
Pain in the
And
ass.
oh man, it was a mess. I remember one day, finally, I think, it was so bad because I got to where I just stayed in my house. I actually moved out of my parents' house in the middle of it because it was so stressful with everyone around, and I couldn't eat what I wanted because there was other food there, and I couldn't set the temperature the way I wanted it. So I'm like, I have to actually, I had to move out when I couldn't hardly walk because it was like,
Yeah, and while
I'm not going
living
to get
there, you
this
probably also
environment.
do this, do that, blah blah blah.
Yeah, like, well, can't you just do this?
Do it now.
Surely you can do that.
And you said you'd do it. Why isn't it done yet?
Yeah, all that. Like it was just a stressful environment because when I could do stuff, like I could either just brush it off or I could do it or whatever. But yeah, being unable to do it, and well, there's a lot of with my mom. There's that TESI, like do stuff because you need to be doing stuff. Like
Yeah, and
it
you
doesn't
were
mean
fine
to do it, but
yesterday.
there's really like an aura of just you should be doing something in my house.
Yeah,
In my
and if you're having a good day, and it's like, oh, you were fine yesterday. How is this day any different?
Yeah, that gets to be a mess because they're like, well, you're doing this today, or they would see me do things that were fun. I'm like, first of all, I have to do a thing that's fun every now and then in order to maintain my sanity. And but yeah, I actually do feel better today, so I did something fun so that I would feel better about myself too. But but yeah, it was a mess. I remember one time though, that my mom and dad were over at my house, and I was like standing in my house, like talking to them, and then I just like collapsed. And then I stood right back up, but it was like it was so weird. And they're like, "Why'd you do that?" I'm like, "I don't know. I like decided to fall down."
And also the ever so fun one, getting invited to do something, and then 2 hours before, my body is saying no, so sorry, I will not appear this evening.
Yeah,
That's the best one.
because you don't know how you're going to be. Like you'll have a good day or two, and you'll be like, "All right, I've been feeling okay,"
Yeah,
or you might be feeling good in the morning and then terrible that evening, and yeah. Well, I'm a crazy person because anytime I got to feeling even vaguely better, like the eternal like ENTP optimism, and I would wake up every morning and be like, "I'm gonna be fine. Today's an overlay,"
yeah,
and then
but
usually I was wrong.
I,
But like
I,
every day, so if I had a good day, I would go do something that I probably shouldn't have because I felt good.
yeah, but that's not necessarily an ENTP thing. I do the same thing. It's like, shit, today
Oh,
is the best day ever. I'm gonna do all the things. And then the evening comes and the energy is gone. And then we have the day after. No,
I think that some people don't do that though. I know that for sure.
that they don't use the energy when they have it.
Yeah, they don't wake up every morning and go, "Today." You start every morning like a clean slate. It's like today everything is awesome, and then you have to be proven wrong. I think a lot of people do it the other way.
I think I decide that part within the first 30 minutes of the day.
Yeah.
Wake up, get out of bed, see how it feels. And if it feels good, it's like, yes, this is a good day. And and it might be disproven some time after that.
I just assumed that it was gonna be a good day, and then sometimes it took like 30 seconds to disprove my theory. But, and a lot of times, like the first 30 minutes of a day would be okay. Like that would seem like about right. It's like 30 minutes, you're like, "Woohoo, I'm good," and then like 30 minutes later, you're like, "I'm dead. I'm falling asleep.
Yeah.
I can't keep my eyes open." But, yeah, it was rough. I went from so high speeded to nothing, basically overnight, and that was a bit of a psychological hit too. Like that was crazy.
I have to AFK for a bit. Be right back.
Okay, bye.